Welcome to Four Good Stories, where we each talk about four good things happening in the world to bring a little positivity into your weekend. My name's Addison.
And I'm Corinne. For Good is proudly brought to you by Hope for Good, a free subscription service supporting families of children with cancer and other critical illnesses through monthly care packages filled with toys and other items catered to the children's likings.
It's a beautiful day, and we have so many good stories to share with you today, so we're going to go ahead and dive right in.
Yay!
If you guys haven't heard this story, it has been everywhere this week, but it was definitely something we wanted to talk about. A 78-year-old DoorDash driver named Richard and his wife Brenda received almost $1 million in donations Thursday after a GoFundMe campaign went viral on social media. The campaign was started by Brittany Smith, a customer who had previously encountered Richard on a delivery. Smith posted a video about him that quickly spread online, promoting followers to ask how they could help. The GoFundMe reached more than $300,000 in just over 24 hours. Richard came out of retirement after his wife lost her job. The couple had been tag teaming DoorDash deliveries for more than a year to supplement their income. He said, "When you're past your mid-70s, there's not exactly a line of people waiting to hire you. With one income in the family, you have to push. Just losing that, we had to learn how to supplement it." The two shared driving and delivery duties together, with Brenda driving and Richard getting out to deliver the food, which I just think is so cool, just so cute. I love that. The couple said the outpouring was difficult to process. It's just really difficult to believe that there's that many people that are generous to try and help us, people that don't even know us. Richard and Brenda said they plan to use the funds to slow down and reduce financial stress on their 56-year marriage. I'm literally going to cry. Sometimes you just look at all the things that you need to pay, because if you don't, you're going to end up in the hospital with something even more expensive than that, Brenda said, who deals with thousands of dollars in medical costs a year. Brenda said the donations have made a significant difference in that feeling. It takes off a lot. It really does, she said. The couple credited Smith for setting the campaign in motion. "She's remarkable. I just can't believe that someone would be that caring to set this up for us." She says, "We appreciate every one of them. It's taking a lot of pressure off us and making life livable once again."
I saw this story earlier this week and I was reading about it. And I did get a little emotional because, these are just regular people, just a regular family. And it's so incredible to hear that this happened for them.
And just how life can change overnight.
Yeah.
There is so many good people out there. That's something we want to highlight in this podcast, that when there are so many negative news headlines and it feels like there's so many negative people around you on Facebook or on the news, we just want people to know that there are so many good people out there that are looking for the good and are willing to donate to help a man and his wife not only have retirement, but a good one, and get to really enjoy the time that they have left together. And I just love it.
My first story is about a new report that reveals that 19 global cities, including London, San Francisco, and Hong Kong, have made remarkable progress in cleaning up the air. Over roughly the past decade, these cities cut harmful pollutants like fine particles and nitrogen dioxide by 20% to 45%. It turns out it's not just one solution, but a combination of smart policies. Cities invested in electric vehicles, better public transit, cycling infrastructure, and restrictions on high-polluting cars. And the results are real. For example, San Fran stands out as the only North American city to hit that remarkable reduction benchmark for both major pollutants. Experts say that this proves cleaning up city air isn't impossible. It's already happening. As one leader behind the report puts it, cities are showing we already have the tools to solve this crisis. I wonder, okay, so obviously San Francisco is a huge city. So when they're cleaning up their air, would it kind of be the air we have in Henderson? Does that make sense, the air we have in Henderson? What? I wonder, does their air, them cleaning up their air is impacting us because it's all the same air? No, because their air is obviously worse. It's a huge city. They have so many more people than us. So when they are cleaning up their air, would it kind of be equivalent to Evansville's air? Because it's still a big city, but not anywhere near San Francisco's size.
I think it really just depends on the cars. I think cars are a big one because when they drive over pavement, a lot of those particles get into the air, and that's a big thing. Of course, the emissions coming out from the cars itself, which is why I think some of the big highlights is that they changed the transportation, bikes and electric vehicles. So it really comes down to cars and how many are on the street. So is San Francisco, whether it may be bigger, if they have less people driving on the road, it could be equivalent to smaller cities that have just as many cars on the road. But I think overall, any city that's able to reduce car traffic, you're automatically going to be able to clean up the air a bit. And it's hard, but you can see that cities are willing to do that for the people in their community.
That's awesome. Okay. Thank you for answering my question.
No problem. My next story that was sent to me by my mom, she wanted it to be highlighted on the podcast, is about a group of women who have got together to start cleaning lakes in their community. In a world that often associates aging with slowing down, one group of women is proving the exact opposite. Known as the Old Ladies Against Underwater Garbage, these women are diving headfirst into environmental conservation. What started as a simple idea has grown into something much more powerful, a movement that blends purpose, community, and environmental impact. At first glance, their work is straightforward. They're literally scuba diving into lakes and removing trash. But beneath the surface, their mission runs much deeper. These women are not just collecting bottles, fishing line, and debris that they find. They are slowly restoring ecosystems, protecting wildlife, and helping preserve natural spaces for future generations. It's also really cool because a lot of these women are retired, and a lot of times that can kind of feel like a loss of identity and purpose. We put a lot of meaning into our jobs and the work we do every day. So this became a good opportunity for them to reinvest in their community and find that purpose again. Through this, they share that they, again, found a renewed sense of purpose. They found physical and mental challenges that helped keep them active, and they had a strong sense of community and belonging. Rather than stepping back from life, they've stepped into something meaningful. The Old Ladies Against Underwater Garbage are doing more than cleaning lakes. They're rewriting that narrative around aging, purpose, and impact. And this story, I think, is a powerful reminder that meaningful work doesn't have to end when you get past a certain age. There's always some way that you can help. There's always some way that you can make a difference. And I think that sounds super cool. Like a bunch of older women scuba diving to find trash at the bottom of lakes is crazy. It's a really cool video that I watched on it, and I couldn't be more excited to get to retire.
That's what I was
and
just
do
say.
something like that.
When we retire, me, you, and your mom can do this in the Ohio.
I've never scuba dived before, but I have time. Okay. I've got time to figure it out.
My second story is my personal favorite. It's the story of a 4-year-old boy named True who arrived to a Nebraska hospital for a major heart surgery, completely alone. No parents, no guardian, just a child facing a life-threatening procedure by himself. That moment changed everything for his anesthesiologist, Dr. Amy Beath. She couldn't shake the image of him sitting there by himself. After a 7-hour surgery, she reached out to learn more about his situation, and soon a simple question from a social worker turned into a life-changing decision. Could she be his family? What do you think?
Yes. The answer was yes.
Within about a month, True officially became a part of her family. But the story didn't stop there. True had 5 siblings, and Dr. Beath helped make sure every single one of them found loving homes, many with her own extended family and close community.
Why didn't she offer one to us? We can take one in.
Yeah. I love that she couldn't adopt all of the siblings, but she made sure her extended family could, so then they could all still see each other for holidays or whenever they wanted. So I really loved that story. I cried a little when I read it.
That's why every job has a purpose, and when she was going to school and dreaming about being an anesthesiologist, I feel like every job you want to kind of have that, I want to make a difference in the world, and she never knew that she was going to make a life-changing difference in the world, and I just think that story is so cool. My next story is one that was really interesting. A Boston coffee house is now a temporary home to a payphone. You don't have to pay to use and only calls one location. They call it Call a Boomer.
Wow.
It's the brainchild of a neuroscience startup company aiming to reduce loneliness in boomers and members of Generation Z, and I looked, they are not hiring.
Dang it.
I honestly never call random people, said Isabel, who works on the marketing team for Pavement Coffee House, outside of which the Call a Boomer phone has been installed. When she used the payphone, she was immediately connected with a person named Josh, who picked up from a senior center in Reno, Nevada. She said he was just waking up, he was about to go out and take a walk, and he made sure to complain about the weather that day, that it wasn't ideal for his walk. The masterminds behind the phones have done this before. In January, they installed a pair of phones in San Francisco, California, and Abilene, Texas, inviting people to call a Republican and call a Democrat. We're focused on helping people become more emotionally fit, said Kala Kelsler with Matto Neuroscience, which designed the phones. She works for the fully remote neuroscience startup that aims to identify measurable biomarkers of happiness. This, Kessler said, is part of their overall mission to help people build happier brains, which could ultimately lead to happier communities. Our goal is to help people live happier lives by helping them understand their brains' feel-good neurotransmitters and how they're connected to positive emotions. A lot of people feel disconnected, they feel lonely, and they were able to use these payphones to connect different groups of people because they understand that the brain is happier and that you just feel good when you can connect with people in real life. Not over social media, not through text, but when you can physically talk to someone and they talk back to you, it just makes you happier. And someone shared that is what I love about this. It's just a simple connection between different generations that need it the most.
I wonder if you can call the same person like multiple times, or is it like a random button? And
They put them outside. So they said the coffee shop has lots of, like Gen Z. They hang around there in Boston, and that the phone is at like a senior center, and that they're both in just like high traffic areas. So it's aimed to just like connect you with someone random that's in both of these age demographics. But I think that would be a great way to connect with someone, because if you talk to them, you're like, oh my gosh, like here's my number, or we should write to each other, and
kinda
it really
like a pen pal.
encourages, like new ways to connect.
I love that story. That's really cool. They aren't hiring?
Oh.
Dang it. Okay. My third story is about a mother who recently shared her story about caring for her young daughter who is on hospice. The little girl has very few things she can enjoy, but one of them is a daily treat, a Frosty from Wendy's. It became a part of their routine. The mom would buy several at a time and freeze them, making sure her daughter always had access to one because they bring her just a little bit of happiness. Then one day, during a regular visit, something unexpected happened. A Wendy's employee noticed, not just the order, but the story behind it. The worker offered a simple act of kindness that made the mother feel seen during an incredibly difficult time. When she arrived to pick up the weekly supply, a staff member recognized her. "Hey, you're late," she said, handing over the drink tray, and said, "No spoons, right?" Many days there are very few reasons to smile while being a caregiver for her terminally ill daughter, but that interaction was a bright spot. The whole family was touched that someone noticed the routine that is both life-sustaining and painful. It wasn't a grand gesture, no headlines, no spotlight in the moment, just empathy. But for a parent navigating the heartbreak of hospice care, that small act meant everything.
I really love that story because we have this overall theme, I feel like, this week of no matter what job you do, you can always be kind to someone and make a difference in someone's life, whether you do work at Wendy's or you're an anesthesiologist. It shows that it really pays to be kind and connect with people, because you never know when people really need it, like in this story.
Yeah.
Today we're going to do something a little different. For both mine and Corinne's last story, we wanted to share a little bit about a story that came from our Hope for Good program. So very similar to the story that Corinne just shared. We work with over 400 kids who are experiencing similar illnesses, whether it's childhood cancers or other critically ill children. We serve and we get all kinds of stories from these families. So we wanted to share one that was shared with us. One of our kiddos' name is Michael, and he is a 16-year-old boy from Green Bay, Wisconsin. On September 17th, 2025, he was diagnosed with lymphoblastic leukemia. His mom shares that most of the past 6 months have been spent in the hospital as he has had several personal problems and, on top of that, issues with his chemo treatment. Michael has not been able to go to school, and with it being cold and flu season, he hasn't been able to have many visitors. Because of this, Michael has spent a lot of time waiting at home or in the hospital. His mother said that the gift of Legos he received from Hope for Good was a great surprise and brought a smile to his face. She said he loves putting Legos together, and it helps to bring him joy and keep him occupied during the day. Michael's mom wants to say thank you so much for your support during this difficult time as they are still learning the process of how to navigate this kind of diagnosis.
I remember actually picking this out for Michael, and he's 16, so he loves Lego, so he's gonna want some like big awesome Lego kit. And I remember seeing one, and I was like, oh, I know he'll love that. So I grab it, ship it out, whatever, and then we get this story, and we get the picture of Michael with it, and it's why am I about to get emotional? Like, actually, it's just like the why of why we do this.
Yeah, we've had some really stressful, like, month and a half. Our program has really grown, which is bittersweet. We love serving all the kids that we do, but every story we get is heartbreaking. It doesn't matter how old the kids are. It doesn't matter what disease it is. It's unfair and it's unfortunate, and we just want to always feel like we're doing our best. We never want to let down any of these kids. We never want to let down any of these families. We never want to let down any of the people that support us. One of the big reasons why we started this podcast was not to, get all these followers and have all these people hear what we have to say, but mainly just so for us, we could sit and talk about things that are really good in the world, because we do read a lot of these stories that just really suck. It really sucks that these kids are going through that. So being able to read stories like Michael's that his mom sent in, and remembering our conversation of, oh my gosh, like, which Lego set should we send this boy? And we really take it into consideration, and we really take it to heart, that experience of being a kid who is not able to be a kid. Yeah. They're at home, they're in the hospital, they're in the car for hours, traveling back and forth. What can we do with what we have to make that easier, to bring more joy? So knowing that Michael is not only a sick kid, but he is going through so much more right now because he can't have visitors. He's just at home. There's not a lot he can do, and that Lego set that we picked out brought him joy and gave him something to occupy that time. It's just awesome, and it makes our job really worth it. Yeah. We always say we're the luckiest girls in the world. We love our job, but it can get stressful. The shipping process has been really stressful, and making sure that these packages are getting to families on time and safely getting there has been a lot. So just stories like this really make a difference in our lives. We really wanted to share that with you guys today.
Yeah. Finally, the best thing that through our program, Hope for Good, over 400 children with critical illnesses will receive a free care package this month to spread a bit of love to family going through so much. To learn more or to donate, you can go and email Addison or visit our website, which is forgoodcommunity.org/hopeforgood.
We now also have an Amazon wish list with specific items requested from children in our program, just like Michael. So if you'd like to check out, we'll have that linked below. Those were this week's 4 good things. Until next time, keep looking for the good, and if you find any, feel free to share it with us at addison@forgoodcommunity.org, and we would love to share it on the podcast.
Make sure you're subscribed and drop a comment with something good that happened to you this week.
Join us again next week to see how the world gets better, 1 week at a time. 4 good stories, because the world has more good than we think.
Woo! I messed up on my part, but I just kept going.
That's okay.